Listen closely, because what you are looking at is quite literally one of the most terrifyingly effective, cold-blooded tools of espionage ever devised, a weapon born entirely in the shadows of World War II. This is the Welrod, a British bolt-action, integrally suppressed pistol engineered in absolute secrecy by the mad scientists of Station 9, custom-built for one horrific, undeniable purpose: state-sponsored assassination. To understand this weapon, you have to completely forget everything Hollywood has ever told you about silencers, because while a standard modern suppressor still sounds like a car door slamming, the Welrod was engineered to be completely, flawlessly silent. It looks less like a firearm and more like a simple bicycle pump or a crude piece of metal pipe. A minimalist design where the ammunition magazine itself actually detaches to double as the weapon's rubber-sleeved grip, allowing an operative to disassemble the entire apparatus and slip it seamlessly down a trench coat sleeve or deep into a pocket. The true genius and terror of the Welrod lies inside that long metal tube, which isn't an attachment, but rather the actual chassis of the gun, acting as a massive expansion chamber to bleed off explosive gunpowder gases through a ported barrel. As the bullet traveled down the tube, it had to physically smash its way through a series of solid, high-grade rubber discs called wipes, which instantly snapped shut right behind the projectile, trapping the roaring, expanding gases entirely inside the weapon. This brutal engineering reduced the firing noise to a staggering 73 decibels, which is roughly the volume of a normal, casual conversation, meaning that in a crowded, rain-slicked European city street or a dark alleyway, the sound of the shot was completely swallowed by the ambient environment. There was no sliding metal mechanism to clank, no dramatic muzzle flash, just a faint, mechanical click, and a target dropping dead. It did have major tactical drawbacks, of course, because forcing a bullet through solid rubber completely destroyed its velocity, limiting its effective range to a mere 5 to 7 yards, and those internal rubber wipes degraded so rapidly that the gun would lose its silence after only 15 shots. But for the spies of the British SOE and the American OSS, operating deep behind enemy lines, 15 quiet shots were more than enough to eliminate a Nazi sentry, walk away into a panicking crowd, and blend in without anyone ever realizing a trigger had been pulled. In fact, it was so brutally perfect at its job that the Welrod refused to die with the end of World War II, quietly remaining a classified staple in the arsenals of elite special forces like the British SAS, who carried this relic of the shadows through the Cold War into the jungles of Vietnam, and, remarkably, used it to knock out enemy guards as late as the 1991 Gulf War.